Guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about how to take your power back from the narcissist. There's a couple different things I want to say about this. I really haven't heard this talked about before, so I want to bring it up. This comes from my inner work group. It comes from my emotional rehab group. And since I'm doing this free webinar, this free training next week, I want to dive in and show you guys some of the very big specific things we can do right now to feel more in our body and more in our power. Watch this video. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new, please click the little subscribe button, the bell to receive notifications when I release new videos. And if you've been with us for a while, thank you so much and welcome back. I have to first mention my webinar. It is free. It is a free training based on my emotional rehab theories and works in that. And it is 3 parts. We're talking about the original wound, the tribal wounds. We're talking about the narcissistic toxic dynamics that go on in relationships when you don't heal that inner child. And then we're going to talk about the counterintuitive learning and healing that we need to apply to completely knock this on its butt and never have to deal with this again. So that training link is in my bio right below in the description. It'll say free training. Just click on it, join us, you'll get all the info. So I want to talk about this because I've been doing I'm promoting my emotional rehab program right now. It starts June 1st, and this is all about healing the inner child emotional wounds, the emotional mirroring, the lack of mirroring, the emotional imprints, so that we don't have to keep doing these cycles of these relationships that don't actually ever allow us to be in our autonomous self. I have a client that I just saw that has been separated from her husband for many, many years, like separate states and everything. But even in her 60s, she thinks about, I wish he would just come around and approve of what I'm saying or approve of what I'm doing. That parental approval, because the inner child is still not looking at you as the parent, right? Because you're still not totally sticking up for her or him. So I want to dive in here. One of the things that I've noticed in my work that people do not recognize soon enough is how to really take your power back from the narcissist. Now listen, you may not have been totally healed in your inner child yet. That's fine. It's a work in process. It's going to take some time. You're going to go through the withdrawals. You may be in a trauma bond. But the one thing I really want to stress that people are very surprised about when I say, and it's hard for them to believe because if you're in a toxic relationship, it's you that needs to be the problem. It's your fault. You need to apologize for the negative things I did to you, right? It's always backwards. I have a lot of women that come to me that have had physical ailments because of their narcissistic partner, and the partner is always yelling at them for spending so much money on healthcare. But the reason I have to spend money on healthcare is because you're actually draining me. So they say that you're sort of costing them, but they're actually costing you your health. So it's an interesting dynamic to really shift into and understand. But the way that I know to take your power back from any narcissistic relationship is to truly do your inner work, get super conscious. This has happened to me twice in my life with narcissists. I'll get really conscious. I'll take a lot of time away. And then I'll go back in with my new consciousness and I'm seeing it. I'm not seeing from my vulnerable self. I'm not seeing from my unhealed self. I'm seeing from my conscious self that's educated on what this is. And I'm seeing them blame shift and gaslight, and I see what's behind that. You have to see what's behind every narcissistic, toxic type person in your life is this extreme fear of rejection, abandonment, of you getting power over them, of you being controversial in any way, of them losing their status of being in control. And so when you see them start to devalue you, which they will, they'll love bomb, love bomb, love bomb. It's not totally working because you still have boundaries and opinions and you still have things that are upsetting you about their behavior. So then what they start to do is pull it right back and start to devalue you. You know, we're really different. I don't know about your morals. I don't know about your values. Ooh, I don't know. Sometimes I'm not sure. They'll make you question yourself and doubt yourself so that you go cater right back to them for their opinion about you. And I want you to see what that really is. What that really is, if you've already challenged them in some way. So they already feel like this person might abandon me. And if they do, I cannot have that. So let me put them down so they feel abandoned, so they run to me, so I have the control again over their emotional state. If you're not totally self-loving and you have some doubt of self, this is going to be a trap for you. And so what I want to encourage you to do is sit in this experience and really see what's happening. Really see that you are being devalued because you've already started to make them feel challenged. That is how it happens. If you say something to them that knocks them off their pedestal, if you say something to them like, I don't like the way you're treating me, or I don't like the way you're talking to me, or I'm sorry, was that ghosting? Oh, wait a minute. I feel like you just abused my animal. I've heard that a lot, which is wacky. I know it sounds terrible, but I've heard that a lot. Or, it seems strange that I'm not invited, but your friends are. Like just really weird things where you start to feel, or you know what? I see you on your phone while I'm trying to have a serious conversation with you. Or did you just have a whole bunch of alcohol before our meeting? They make you feel like you're dismissed. That dismissal avoidant tactic. You're dismissed. You're not really that important. I'm really not that into this. And I'm really not going to make you a priority at all, because they always have to be the top priority. So when you start to feel like I'm not a priority, I'm not being valued, I'm being devalued, or they're not listening to what I'm saying, that's your sign that they're going to start devaluing you for real. That's your sign that they've already felt a little ouchy from you because you're not being controlled in the way that I need to. So now I got to up my ante of manipulation, and I need to manipulate you emotionally so you get right back in alignment with me. That's the whole thing with narcissistic types. You cannot be in alignment with you. You must be in alignment with them. I talk about narcissistic parents a lot. They make you leave your own inner guidance to line up with their authority. Same thing with a partner. Leave your boundaries to line up with what works for me so I get to feel safe. Because I'm not mature enough to actually feel safe with someone else who's in their own autonomy. So I need you to cater to me and my ways of being so I can continue to feel safe and continue to have control over you so I don't have to worry about you leaving me. So that's what happens. They devalue. You're not important. I'm not listening to what you say. Oh, I forgot about our meeting. Whatever it is for you, it's going to be very similar. Something that makes you feel not the priority, not super important. They don't really care. It feels weird. I had another client that told me like her husband would check in with her, but she knew it was fake. She knew it was like, oh shoot, I have to do that to be a good husband, but he didn't really care. You can feel the truth, right? You have to really listen to your body and your nervous system. So when you see this devaluation happening and you know you're about to be discarded, and then they'll pull you back in every time, but you're about to be discarded, before you allow that experience, because that experience will make you feel deflated, it will make you feel confused. It's crazy making on purpose because it's crazy. Normal, healthy people don't do that, right? So you can start to see, educate yourself. This is what they're doing. They're gaslighting, they're blame shifting, they're trying to tear my character down so that I question myself, so I feel like they're better than me, they're more moral than me, they're more whatever than me. They're not. They feel like they're not that good for you. That is why they're making you feel that way. They feel very triggered and threatened by something about you. And what it probably is your standards, is your boundaries. Boundaries threaten narcissists because they want to be able to do whatever they want, whenever they want. So in this moment, you're going to take your power back by stopping, pausing, looking at them, seeing the devaluation that they're doing. Ask yourself, what boundary bothered them? What did I do that made them feel unloved or insecure or not my chosen one? What about a situation in life or something that you did or something that you didn't do? What would make them feel like they are unsafe and about to be abandoned? What is that? Did you just go have some success in your business? Did you just go have lunch with a new friend and you're getting happier, you're getting more autonomous, and you're feeling really strong? Are you having boundaries that make them feel like they can't do everything that they want to do when they want to do it? Really look at that. And when you see that, you can start to, instead of feeling that pain that you're going to feel because you're human, of someone leaving me or not seeing me for who I am or devaluing me in some way that's ridiculous, I'm sure. And maybe you felt that about yourself before. You felt like you're messed up and maybe you're not good enough. Put all that on hold for a minute because you have to know who you're with. Put all of that on hold for a minute and just listen to how they're talking to you. Listen to how they're speaking to you. Listen to what they're truly saying about you. Do you deserve that? No, no one does. No one deserves that. But then you can flip it and see that they are only big projectors. They are projecting onto you the thing that they are really feeling. That they're not good enough for you. That they're scared. That they're worried. That they're not being made super important to feel good at all times. That you're having a boundary that doesn't make them feel like they have control. When you see that reality and you see how very, very fragile the inner child of this toxic human is, you can start to see that maybe, just maybe, even if you don't believe it yet or feel it yet, maybe you walk away for a moment or forever and see for a second, no one treats you like that. No one tells you the boundaries you can or can't have. Your feelings may be in alignment with them because you really want their approval. Still, that's the inner child wound, the parental approval. They're so big. They're so amazing. They're so cool. Everyone loves them. But everyone loves them because they don't see this, by the way. And the second thing you have to realize is that's the inner child wound. But the truth of who you are is you deserve to be treated really well. And so that inner child wound, that trauma might be triggered, right? So you may not be seeing through the veil of truth. You might be seeing through the veil of trauma, and you might be scared. And you have to go home and you have to feel the pain. You have to feel the fear, and you have to feel whatever it is. And then I want you to think about how lucky you are to be walking away from that behavior, because it's scary, because it feels weird, because it's like controlling and it's strange, and you feel weird in your stomach and you feel panicky. Why is that? Because it's not okay. So as soon as you see someone treating you that way, you see where it comes from. It doesn't come from them being in this authority because they're above you, because they're God. It's not because they're so confident, they're so successful, and I should look up to them. That's not actually the thing. A lot of these people, men and women, make themselves super successful and super strong and fit and all these things because their inner child is super not that. And they have to make up for it. So don't buy into the false idol, the fantasy. The reality is anyone who can treat you like that is a hurt person. Hurt people hurt people. They are a wounded soul, and that does not go away with you changing your behavior. You changing your behavior is going to be catering to the narcissistic filter of, is everything I do okay for them? If he's okay, I'm okay. If she's okay, I'm okay. That will be your life. You will have to be submissive to somebody else's wounded child your whole life, or you can choose to heal your child. So, if you want more information on this, please join my free webinar. It is about healing emotional wounds, tribal injuries, toxic relationship cycles by learning the counterintuitive healing approach. Please check it out. It's in the description below. Please share this with anyone you think it may serve. And I hope to see you guys soon in the training. And if not, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.